Hi, this is Jason from KitGUI. This is the second part of how KitGUI made KitGUI Docs. So I wanted to show you how this whole thing was made. I'm really going to focus on, since this is some more advanced JavaScript, I didn't want to kind of distract from KitGUI too much. So I was going to show you how the KitGUI part works in terms of, this is a left nav that's the same for all pages. And then this is the part that's changing all the time based on the click here. But notice this left nav is always the same. It does not change. The URLs are all unique, so if I actually typed in a real URL, they're all SEO compatible, so it goes directly to the right URL. So I will show you how I did, at least how I did the, say I just click start, it jumps right there. So these are all SEO compatible URLs. So I'm going to show you how to do that, at least the beginning part. This is from JS Tree, this menu, so I touched it with JavaScript and all that. I'm not going to go through that and show you that, but I'm going to show you how to get these all unique so that everything's changing based on what you click. So I'm going to go to CodingGen again. This is my favorite cloud editor. And they do, well, it's made from Ace actually. This is the Ace editor, but then they use it so it all works together nicely. So what I want to do is add a mod rewrite into, because see how this is working where you have this URL that's dynamic? Well, I'm going to do that on this CodingGen example. So I'm going to use mod rewrite. So I'm going to have to look up the docs a little bit. So I'm going to have to turn the rewrite engine on. And let's go to HT access. So I like to have the errors displayed for now. And I do remember part, I think, to write a rewrite rule. I think this is how you do it. I'm not really totally versed with PHP, but so let's try this. So anything that says docs, this means the start and the end. And then let's have a slash. And I'm going to worry about the homepage thing later on the pattern matching. So the first thing after docs has to be, the first character has to be A through Z, it can be uppercase or lowercase. And then the next set has to be A through Z, 0 through 9. It can have an underscore, it can have a dash. And it has to be more than one. And this whole thing I want to have it as a match, a captured match. So this isn't the easiest thing to remember, but it's going to map to index. I'll map it to index.php, and I'll pass along page ID like that. So I think that's right. And then we'll go to the index.php page, and we'll call this. We'll do a page ID, and I think it's get page ID. And for now, I just want to write it here. Go page ID. So I'm going to just see it output. So I'm going to visit this page. Okay, so if I type in doc/hello, then hello shows up there. So far, you guys kind of following that. I modified this to do a rewrite rule so that any pattern that has docs and then that page afterward will route to this page index, and it'll give it the page ID. So since I know that it's at least giving that, I'm going to call KitGUI here for the left nav. So since I don't remember how to do the PHP calling of it, I'm going to look it up here on the docs, copy and paste it here, and I'm going to put this ID as docNav. I'm going to make it of type, let's make it of type raw, so it's just a raw editor, so I can just type in HTML. And we're going to put some spacing here because it's a little too little spacing here. I'm going to make this div wrapped around it and put the ID equals docNav. And while I'm at it, let's make an actual content area that we arrive on. And we'll call this .content. I'm going to make this of type HTML. So I also want to pass in the page ID. So here, this is going to keep changing over and over because of this coming in. And this is going to be unique per URL. This guy is going to be unique per URL. And this guy up here is going to be the same per URL. So because we want this to be consistently the doc navigation. So I already know at least that's going to work as far as the concept. So I just wanted to write a little bit of style to indicate the nav being on the left, and the other one, the content area, being on the right. And so I'll just do a float left with 200 pixels, float left with 800 pixels, and I will put this as background color. I'll make it gray, and for this one, I'll just put a border and pixel it black, and I'll just put a padding around it, 20 pixels. So since the padding is 20 pixels around, it'll reduce this width to 40, so it'll be 760, which is weird, but that's how it works, HTML. So I'll save that, And now I should be able to jump to those pages and start editing them and stuff like that. So let me take this page. Actually, just leave it here. So let's just start here. I'll just click hello. And we don't have a left nav at all because, let's see. We should though, let's see. Doc nav raw. Doc nav. Maybe I'll put a border on it. Pixel black. Okay. Let me see what happens. Okay, so it's just the way the HTML is. So now I'm going to actually define these pages. So this is from the last demo where we put in KitGUI. Actually, that was the set up KitGUI in 5 minutes thing. So this one is just pure raw HTML. And this is the typical designery kind of a way to do navs. I don't necessarily like it, but it's kind of popular. Docs slash page one. So these are really boring names, but it's just to show you the concept. Kind of arbitrarily making these page names. Just make 3 of them because usually list 1, 2, 3 as your minimum example. So this part will always remain the same on this side, and then this side we want this to change based on where we're at. So hello is not actually a officially sanctioned URL. Oops, so I did do the slash. How did I get back there now? Oh, because I need a pattern. So I need a pattern like that or something. Oh yeah, 2 things. Pattern requires 2. It's all about the pattern. So we can fix the pattern, make it better so that this, slash will work and all that, but for the sake of brevity or being quick, just get it done. So, now the point is, now I can click on here. And we should jump. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Let's jump out of this cloud thing. There we go. So you can see that the URL is changing based on where I'm navigating. Okay, so now I'm in page 1, so I'm just going to write a title for page 1. Page 1. Let's make it H1. Save it. Close it. Let's go to the next guy. Page 2. You see, I think you guys already kind of get the point of this whole thing. It's not the most exciting demo in the world. I'm finding myself being sleepy right now. Oops. So I control close the edit, but I can toggle it back. And we'll call it page 3. Very interesting, fun demo. There you go. Save it. Close it. So I'm going to get out of log. I'm going to actually refresh, make sure it's... Yeah. I'm going to log out. So now I have this really awesome tree to show you. This is pretty much how the tree was built. So I just added jQuery to it and then did state management with the JavaScript and all that stuff. So we had our instant tree. So I hope this gives you an idea of how to do dynamic pages so you can quickly set up. So basically, like, your editor will log in and they'll be able to edit this and add pages, as many pages as they want, and these will all be indexable via SEO. So it gives you a quick way to add as many pages as you want. So you can make this whole thing pretty. And I'm just gonna make it, since this is so ugly. I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm just gonna show you some inline stuff. I'm gonna make like a top nav, and just your basic. Oops. I'm just gonna do a couple of navs to show you some cool stuff. So say you're linking this to, this one is linked to docs, and then this one up here, let's say this is linked to an entirely different articles, whatever. So you kind of get the idea where you could have a whole site set up real quick. Team members, I don't know, whatever, and then whatever, guy 1, I don't know. So player 1, that's probably a better name. But anyways, this is all just a quick example. You'd probably have a landing page and all that. I'm just kind of showing you something. Page 1. Docs. Let's call it docs, and then I'll call this one articles. This by no means means you have to do it this way. This is just totally arbitrary. This demo is really small and limiting. I'm just trying to give you this kind of general idea. So instead of those being like static, I can make those KitGUI out. So the my vocabulary starting to change. KitGUI out. Doc nav label. I don't know. Make that inline editor, and I'm just going to do line breaks because I can't see what the hell I'm doing anymore. There. So I'm just going to take this guy, put it here, put this here, and this will be article, this will be team members. This can be done way better than this. I'm just trying to give an example. So these are all like inline right there. So what happens is when I save it, and now I'll go back to it here. Actually, I'll go out of it because I don't want to go in any little cramped space. So now I can put this as docs, save it, put this one as, what was it? Shoot. My brain is all fried. This one was articles, and the other one was team members, right? Okay. There's articles, and then this will be team members. Okay, there. So now I'll log out. And these pages will not work. But if I wanted to go crazy with this, I could go into HT Access. I could make another rewrite rules here. And I could say articles. I could say team members. And then I could put docs, articles, team members. So you see where I'm going with this, folks? I just made this huge kind of multiple navigation thing going on, and with very little effort, but this does jack with the this guy. So you know what? I'd have to do something else. Where, let's say that I leave. So I did namespace this one. So then I could pass in another one that says let's call it like type. I don't know, or nav equals docs, and nav equals articles, and nav equals team members. So I'm just showing you this, how weird you can go. So now, if I go to this page, this should be unique. Let's pass in the variable nav, and this is nav is equal to get. I'm just kind of going crazy here, people, because you can do a lot of cool stuff if you want to, and you can quickly set up pages to do a lot of different stuff. And so that's nav, yeah. So this is all on the fly. So this is kind of the way I do things. It's a little weird, but oh well. So now let's go here. So nothing should work right now in terms of it being defined, because it's all defined new. But this should always remain the same on the doc. So let's test this out. Demo. So I'm going to add just one, because this is brand new, because the URL is, the content ID is new. So I'm just going to add three of those. Now I should just copy this so next time I don't have to type it in. So let's open that, save file, new. So I'm going to put that there so I can come back to it. I'm going to keep it there. So let's just paste this guy, 1, 2, 3, docs, page 1, docs, page 2, docs, page 3. I think I'll copy this hopefully, so I can use that. Just change the word docs. So I'll save that. Boom. Okay, so that's there. And so now I'm just, instead of going to each content right now, I'm going to jump to articles. And then I'm going to click there. And I'm going to put in that. I'm going to call it articles. So see how this could be pretty easy. Save it. Bam. Now I'm going to go to team members. Okay, and then I go here. I'm going to go to my text editor deal. Paste it. And these are team members. Bam, bam. Save it. Okay, so now I can literally just go around the whole site, and I'll just define the first top 3 pages so you guys see what I'm doing. This is team page 1. Save it. Close it. Now I'm gonna go to articles, page 1. Articles, page 1. Get a big heading one. And then I'll go to docs and put in the page 1. Docs page 1. So hopefully this gives you an idea of how cool KitGUI is. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing in the world, but I love it. Probably because I made it, but that's right. So I'm gonna log out. So now we have kind of like a quick website, that's, oops, maybe I didn't make this, yeah, I made it go to player 1 instead of page 1, which I can correct, but I have to go back because I didn't make that link editable. So I'll make this go to page 1, and then I'll save it. And then you can see, no, it does, let me, so I refresh. Oh, that's page 1, so page 1, there we go. So now we got, oh, sorry, I didn't define those other pages. So team members is defined, articles,